who does not want to live in a community, and who does not want to stay in a community, invest in a community that doesn't have a great arts community? People want to do that. People want to stay in communities that are supportive of the arts. They want to stay, they want to invest, they want to have raise their families there, they want to create those partnerships. And so economic developers have to look at that strategy, as this arts piece cannot be cut away from economic development. It has to be part of that conversation.
We know that the arts contribute more to the national economy than agriculture, transportation, and utilities. So in the Rainier Valley, we have one of the highest densities of artists in the state. So those creative industries have an even greater impact on our economy. In 2019, the revenue from cultural nonprofits and arts organizations and creative industries in Southeast Seattle was over $330 million. Clearly, that economic activity drives other economic activity. So if somebody's coming to this neighborhood to watch a play, they might also eat out at a restaurant or go shopping, pay for parking, hire a babysitter. The arts have also drawn tourism to the area, so all the other small businesses also get additional customers.
In Thurston County, the rough numbers, the gross domestic product is $12.9 billion. So that's the size of the economy in Thurston County. Not huge, it's not small, but it's substantial. If you just cut out the SIC codes for just the arts components, it's about 28% of that whole. So for us as economic developers to not pay attention to that 28%, we would not be doing our job. We have to recognize that there's huge employment, there's procurement, there is training opportunities. It relates back to the K through 20 system, even pre-K pieces. It's a really cool piece of how we develop a quality community.
One of our traditional industries, in addition to stone carving and logging, has been agriculture. And so we're working with the state of Washington, the feds, the county, the EDC to develop this ag park. And there's an intersection between the creative industry and the agricultural community, and that we're looking to create a facility where value-added products can be created. So you bring in a farmer's cabbage and you pair it with a chef or somebody that is creating novel products. Using creative minds and pairing it with our traditional ag economy it's a great marriage.
The Rainier Valley Creative District has identified as our startup that we have what we call our signature events, and those signature events have been identified through the people that have come to the table. They're doing the work because we want to make sure that we have like creative businesses, creative schools, creative families, right? Giving the model, sharing the opportunity for people to envision that they can just walk out of their homes, 1 or 2 blocks and there's a celebration. Look at supporting another ethnic celebration, something they've never done before, or eat a different type of food, or even provide tolerance where they never have before. It's just so many ways that we can just keep it simple, but do great measures.
So Tenino is going to go through a metamorphosis of a big change because of what's happening, and specifically what we're seeing is people from Seattle and Tacoma and places who want to leave there and come down to our communities. So that's going to bring an influx of people who are interested in what kind of creative things that can be done here. And then they can also become part of the fabric of what happens in our community. Tenino also has a potential for a housing development that's going to take place. There's also a new Tenino Ranch that's outside of town that's going to bring 500 to 1,000 people every weekend because they're going to come and experience Equestrian Center and do that. So it's a real opportunity for us to plan growth that's manageable and then bring all those creative people together for an experience, but also to focus on how do we take Tenino from what it is to where it could be.
We're a small little city, but our biggest export, I believe, is our culture. And we've shown that time and time again. When the pandemic hit, Tenino was all over. It made headlines internationally because we started printing our own money, and that was something that for us harkened back to the Great Depression when we did the same. And so we're not making software. We're not making Ford trucks here, but we are a little city that is exporting its culture to the entire world. When the mayor of Tenino was contacted by the South Korean government to come and talk about basic income, we're doing that. And Tenino is a small, unique town that that we can tell a story. And I think our story is something of creativity, it's of independence, it's of resilience, strength. We call ourselves the Stone City because we carved our buildings from the hillsides around us, and there's a lot of strength in that.
When we look at the history about Rainier Valley, it goes back to the railroad that brought people here, and this is where they settled. People migrated here because of economic need, right? And so where does it take us at now? In Rainier Valley, there's a lot of buildings that are going up, and there's a lot of people that are feeling very scarce about it. But at the same time, I believe that the Rainier Valley Creative District can, be inclusive. This is what needs to happen for a local economy, right? And then we could still be a part of those waves. What Rainier Valley does will be because we're in the mix. For the next 7 generations, we want to be able to set the tone now about what the needs are.
For many years, business experts have advocated for industry clusters like the aerospace cluster because the synergy of businesses working towards similar goals can be really productive. So we envision an arts and creative cluster in the Rainier Valley Creative District. We hope to develop new cultural facilities within a single neighborhood and work to bring other supporting small businesses to the neighborhood so that they can all work together.
Economic driver is meaning that it drives new dollars into a community. Economic supporter takes those dollars and turns them around. It's a buy local campaign. The arts component is both. It draws in interest, and it draws in activities, and it draws in new dollars and new interests and people and energy, and then it also circulates in the community. It's a beautiful thing.
There's been several properties, commercial properties that have come up for sale, and we have local investors just stepping up immediately to purchase them and ensure that they are filled with businesses that fit with the vision and are part of the creative economy.
You have to have partnerships. You can go it alone, but you will not be successful. Modicum of success. But if you have partnerships, you will have great success because you bring in other relationships and you create those unintended partners or those undiscovered partnerships. The Creative District program encourages that melding of those partners. It creates those partnerships, education, artisans, professional services, finance, and it recognizes them in a way that it can be organized to be effective voice for a sector. Otherwise, you're just out, hey, this is important and it's good and you're going to like it. And yeah, we like it. It looks good. But this is a way for a community to really focus their energy and efforts to something that's truly impactful to the community.
I would encourage, other cities, all other cities in the state of Washington that aren't looking into this, and I applaud the ones that are looking into this, to use it as a way to find yourself and use it as a way to figure out what it is that you are wanting to preserve, and ways that you can create your own flavor for Washington and for your own neck of the woods. It's good for us if you are finding ways to find the next chef in your community that wants to set up roots at home and develop your own flavor, or a brewer, or some type of traditional artist. Any ways that you can figure out how to make something from nothing in your community I think that's the cornerstone to having a strong economy and to economic development. It's making something from somebody's ideas.
I think as Washington State continues to look at the arts component, I just think all of the economic sectors will be better for it.